pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Iola's bravery.
I don't know how slow Iola walks, but...
Plenty slow, I bet. She was sure scared.
Well, she's there now. That's a cinch. Hey, you think it's okay? Letting a girl go out alone at night?
Well, what could hurt her? Hear something?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, relax.
If anything happens to her, it'll be our fault.
Halt! I see you. Where are you? Halt! Answer me!
You heard that, didn't you?
Somebody's shouting someplace.
Answer me! Who are you? Where are you? Answer me, I said. Answer me! Where are you? You can't get away from me, you trespasser, you! Stop! I don't care who you are. Here I come. I know who you are now. Yes, I do. I got you. You're robbers. Assassins! Now I got you. Oh, no, you don't.
Frank, I can't stand it anymore.
Frank? Joe?
Where'd they go? Oh, my. Isn't it a lovely evening?
Yeah. Didn't you hear something that sounded like a man yelling?
Oh, somebody left the television on, that's all. Probably the Joneses.
No. Came from down there.
Oh, please, please, Mr. Applegate, let me out. It's me, Iola Martin.
Who?
Iola Martin.
Oh, but wait.
Please.
I can't get the door open.
I'll tell my father.
I said I'll have to go over and get the keys.
Oh, please,
Don't worry.
please, Mr.
I thought you were some boys, that's all. I mean... Oh, dear.
There she is.
Iola. Joe, Frank, get me out of here.
Hey, maybe the window's loose. Try and push it in on the side.
There it is again.
Oh, the Bronsons have been fighting a good deal lately. Her mother's in town. Look out, Joe.
Wait a minute, I'm coming.
I'm trying to get the pick and shovel off the casing.
Joe, exactly.
Is it dead?
It's time.
Great Scott! What's going on here? Jacqueline!
Hi. I guess now it's a real mystery.
Tomorrow's episode, Footsteps in the Tower.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Footsteps in the Tower.
Iola! Joe, Frank, get me out of here!
Hey, maybe the window's loose. Try and push it in on the side.
I'm trying to get the pick and shovel off the casing.
Joe, exactly.
Is it dead?
It's time.
Who tied him?
I can't get
You
this.
should have seen Applegate.
Joe, help me.
Great Scott! What's going on here? Jacqueline!
Hi. I guess now it's a real mystery.
What in the name of Sam Hill?
Jacqueline, he's a plumber.
He's not dead, is he?
No, of course not. Here, give me a hand, boys. Let's get him over on that couch.
All right. A mess here, isn't it?
All right, here we go. All right, easy.
Oh, dear.
Now, lift his feet up right.
Okay, Dad.
The knot's there and back.
Stand back, children. I'll take care of this.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Applegate. It doesn't look as though we needed to shave, too.
Well, I only brought these along because I thought there might be danger.
To whom?
Mr. Applegate wasn't going to stab anybody, Dad.
Oh, of course not. Thank you, young man.
That's Lafitte's dagger, Dad, the pirate.
He locked me in.
That other thing over there is just a cutlass.
Do you know what I'm going to do, Mr. Hardy? I'm going to tell my father.
Iola, will you get out of the way?
You understand, Hardy, I only thought the children might be in danger.
Lafitte's the guy that gave the doubloons to his grandfather in the first place.
I don't care. He locked me in.
Mr. Jackley needs air.
Oh, now be quiet, all of you, will you? Now, who is this Jackley, anyway?
Well, he's been working for me for several days, but I certainly didn't tell him to come over here and have this happen to him.
I sat on him, too.
He's been hit in the head. Looks like that's the only place he's been hit, though. Who found him this way?
She did, and we saw her, but Well, we haven't had much time to figure out anything, because, well, you came in and took over everything.
Well, I'm still the one who found him. I only sat on him because he locked me in when I heard a noise. A noise upstairs.
A noise?
Upstairs? Oh, no. I was standing by the door, and the boys came and stood by the window, and... What sort of noise?
That?
The owl? Well, that's nothing to be afraid of.
Well, it isn't.
He's been restless like that for several days now.
Something scares him, maybe.
Footsteps.
What's up there, Mr. Applegate?
Well, now, how should I know? Oh, you mean the rooms? Well, another one like this, then over that, a third story, just the same. But there's nothing up there in the tower rooms that I know of.
But I'm sure I heard footsteps. And then a door shut, and...
Well, all of you wait here, and I'll go take a look.
It's not fair. Well, it's our case, and I wouldn't be afraid to go up there and see what's... Well, I wouldn't.
Now keep quiet.
I guess my mother must be worried about me, maybe.
Don't be frightened, children. I'm here.
But I'm sure I heard somebody.
Sometimes a child's imagination.
I guess Mr. Jackley didn't hit himself over the head.
Oh, no. No, of course not.
Never mind, everybody. It's just me. Nobody up here.
Hey! Oh! What's happening? Oh! Which one of you hit me?
None of us.
Oh, that's right. I bumped into something.
Mr. Jackley, shouldn't
All
I...
right. I'll be fine now. Mr. Hardy's going upstairs to see. Oh, going where? Why, there's nothing upstairs.
There's no reason for anybody.
Mr. Jackley, be quiet.
Dan's up there now.
Now.
I'm going home. Wait, Iowa.
Applegate, grab him! Look out! Look out!
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Well, I guess you don't mind my butting into your case this time, do you?
Oh, brother.
You all right, Frank?
Sure, Dad. Yeah, I never saw this guy before.
It's Bowles. Bowles, my old gardener.
Gardner. Hey,
You mean the one that used to work for you?
Yeah.
when your treasure was stolen years ago, remember?
What's all this treasure? Whose treasure? Where?
Now, never mind. We'll just call the police. That man's a trespasser, that's what he is.
Is he the one who hit you tonight, who tied you up?
Well, search me. Could have been Captain Kidd for all I saw.
Captain Kidd had nothing to do with it.
Well, you said treasure.
Maybe Bowles was snooping for your doubloons.
How do you just call the police? There's no need to bother about anything else. Is there, boys, huh?
I guess they figure you and I don't belong here.
Huh? Oh, no, not that. You've been very handy. It's just that the boys and I are the only ones who know. No, we're not. What am I talking about? Oh, dear. What are you two doing here anyway? Come to think of it, you're trespassing too, aren't you? Fine thing, Hardy, to allow your son...
Now, look, Applegate.
And you, trying to make off with that pick and shovel. What's this all about? What's happening here tonight?
Don't look at me, Mr. Applegate. I just wish I stayed home right now.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry. Now, there, don't cry, little girl. Please don't cry.
Well, let's get this man inside. Applegate, you call the police.
Huh?
Now, Iola, will you stop crying? We'll get you home in a few minutes.
Don't worry. Apple Juice won't be so sore when that guy Bowles comes to.
Huh?
What do you want to bet he knows where the treasure is?
Tomorrow's episode, The Prisoner Speaks.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Prisoner Speaks.
Applegate, grab him! now, Sergeant.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Aunt Gertrude. Oh, so there you are, and about time.
We got him. He's going to jail.
Dad got him one right in the jaw, too.
You should have seen it. Sowie!
Hey, take it easy, boy.
You know what he said when the cops came and...
What hit me? Oh, you should have seen it. Sowie!
We're going over and search his house in the morning, too.
Sowie!
Who?
Why, that guy Bowles, of course.
He used to be the gardener.
Looks like he's the one who hit Jack Lee over the head.
Did what? Who did?
You know, Applegate's old gardener from years ago. I bet he was the one that used our pick and shovel to get us in trouble. You just wait and see.
Of course, but he won't admit it. He won't admit anything.
Except that his jaw hurts. Sowie!
I thought you said that he got hit on the head.
Oh, Annie, you get everything mixed up.
That was before we got there. See, Jacqueline must have bumped into him or something because he hit him and tied him up and... What?
Well, to keep from being discovered, maybe. You see, he was hiding in the tower room, only when Dad came down the stairs, he jumped out the window and...
Never mind. Don't tell me anything else. I'm sure that I would... Jumped out the window?
Now, Gertrude, there wasn't any danger. Okay, boys, let's get to bed, huh?
Oh, Dad.
We gotta tell Perry Robinson, haven't we? I mean, maybe this guy Bowles did everything. So then Perry wouldn't have to go back to the city.
Maybe, but I'll take care of it. Now, run along, both of you. We've still got a lot of detective work ahead of us in the morning.
Yeah. Wait till you hear how old man Applegate chased Iowa Morton with a dagger in his teeth. Good night.
What? Belonged to pirates. Jean Lafitte. Just like all the gold and the treasure. Night. Good night, boys. Oh. I'm glad you gave the boys a piece of your mind. Obviously, there won't be any more of that mystery nonsense. I can tell that.
Now, Gertrude, there just wasn't time to reprimand the boys. Well, I've been on the go from the second I got here.
Don't be silly. I saw how happy they were and impressed with you. Zowie! But what sort of awful mystery are they mixed up with?
Oh, I'm sure it's just a false alarm. A stupid man like Bowles falls for treasure talk even worse than the children do. He's been snooping around over there and just hasn't wanted to get caught at it, that's all. So you see, it may be a disappointment to the boys, but I suspect by tomorrow there really won't be any more of this mystery nonsense to worry about.
Come on, get up.
So it's home, sweet home, is it? Well, now you better warm up those handcuffs. There's one of me old friends to the rescue. What? There was a time I could jump aboard that fast.
Well, we'd better jump to where we're supposed to be.
Ah, that was the life. No wonder I was always a weedy kind of gardener. The grass always looking so green somewhere else. Well, still talking, huh? Well, why not? After the grand breakfast you gave me. Oh, that's a lovely little jail you have in this town, Sergeant.
You tell me you raised quite a ruckus last night. Mourning about your bed and blankets, among other things?
Yes, that's right. I forgot that. You know how it is the first time. Getting used to a new place, even the best of places. And me feet were bothering me something awful yesterday.
Oh, why don't you shut it off, Bowles? You talk more and say less than anyone I ever met.
Chief took a crack at him this morning, too, Sergeant. He didn't get anywhere either.
Why should I say I'm guilty? Why should I admit to a lot of things that I never did?
So now you're denying everything that happened over at Applegate's, huh?
Oh, no, I don't. Now, don't you try putting your words into my mouth. It's not sanitary.
No, come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, wait. I want to make my position quite clear, that's all. Now, when it comes to things that's been done, and maybe there's laws against, I don't say I did them, and I don't say I didn't.
Take him inside and wait in the hallway. They're busy with the landlady.
Who's busy?
Well, for your information, Fenton Hardy is going through your room himself. Him and his sons both. That's why you're out here for questioning.
Ah, yes. The sons, too, now. Well, we'll see if a real detective can find anything to make me talk.
Oh, that's all right. Let's go.
He really didn't have no wardrobe this time, you might say. Them spare socks of his, I wouldn't even call luggage.
Dad, is this where Bowles lived 10 years ago?
That's right, son.
Him and his friend Jenkins. Only my mother was landlady then, so I really don't know nothing about it.
Jenkins? That's the friend Mr. Applegate said stole some stuff with Bowles once.
Yeah, down by the rail yard, you said. Hey, that must have been near here.
Somebody stole some homemade root beer is all I know about. Can I go now?
Hey, Frank. Maybe they were both in on swiping the treasure.
Easy, son.
Treasure? You mean like golden things? Oh, why didn't you say there was a reason for asking so many questions?
Never mind. All right, Sergeant, you can bring him up now.
Look, tell me some more about that treasure. You said...
I said never mind. Now, you boys have got to remember that this man Bowles has never really been in any serious trouble before. He's not a regular criminal, you know.
Say.
That's all, lady.
You're gonna give him the 3rd degree, aren't you?
Yeah, we didn't find anything just searching in his room. He's got to talk.
And if he won't, we'll take him.
Joe, you can't make a man testify against himself.
Huh?
Tell on himself. In this country, everybody's protected by law, just like their property is. Why, the police couldn't even be in this room without a search warrant.
We know that, but
in the movies all the time they
Joe, if you really think this man Bowles has done something serious, then it's up to you to prove it. That's what a detective's job is, to figure out what the crime is, find out who's guilty, and then prove it.
Ah, yes. Proving things. That's the hard part. Because for that you need a corpus delicti. Don't you, Mr. Hardy?
Corpse?
Oh, no, lad. There's nobody dead. It's just legal words, that's all. But you know what it means? Just don't you two nippers go around accusing people of stealing treasure, see? I had enough trouble with that in the past. Because, first of all, no one in this town ever proved that there was such a corpus to steal.
All right, lawyer. Stand over here.
Hey, easy with your shoving there. I've got feet that's killing me.
Here's some notes from what he had to say downtown. Thought you might like to look at them, sir.
Know how long they kept me standing last night to be searched, Mr. Hardy. And now you're going to keep me some more.
Well, we've just a few questions to ask you, that's all.
Then give me blankets so short, a man has to keep his hard old shoes on all night.
Never mind.
I only thought you might let me sit down for a minute. At least you might reward me with the comfort of me old sneakers to wear back to the jail. That is, if they're still in the closet after all you're searching.
No.
I've seen the sneakers, Sergeant. No guns or knives, if that's what you're thinking of.
Bowles is putting an act on for the kids, is what I'm thinking. Clothes he's wearing must have been looked at downtown. Okay, go ahead. There, it begins here. No, way back here.
Is that all that? Wow.
Lots of nothing, kid. Just lots of nothing.
There. That's what they asked him. Did you strike Mr. Jackley over the head?
Hey, he admitted he lived in the same place, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for what he might have said about last night.
What a lovely jail you have here. What's that an answer to?
Doesn't mean anything.
Okay, Sergeant. I get the idea.
All right, Bowles.
Ah, what a relief. To be able to wiggle one's toes, that is. It's like getting rid of a worry, almost. And now, my young detectives, let's see you make an innocent man talk.
Tomorrow's episode, A Strange Confession.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west. the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, a strange confession.
Hi.
Perry Robinson, you get away from here.
What's the matter? You got nervous indigestion or something? Jumped like a rabbit that was getting shot.
You made me spoil everything, smarty.
Maybe you got nervous disorders.
You never shot a rabbit in your life.
Ah, who cares?
You're not even supposed to be here.
I am, too.
I know what happened. Today you have to go back to the city because nobody wants you around anymore. By tomorrow, I bet you're back from reform school. So there. I'm sorry.
Why? You don't even know what you're talking about.
I do so. The probation officer said...
That was yesterday. Now they're going to let me stay around till they find out what that guy Bowles says.
Oh, well, I am sorry.
I just hope he confesses about the tools, that's all.
The what?
You know, the ones everybody said I took. That's what got me in trouble in the first place.
If he says things that make you innocent, then you can stay in Bayport and go back to work for old Apple Juice, maybe. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. Doesn't make any difference to me where I go.
Me neither. Joe Hardy's already my boyfriend.
Huh?
But don't you dare tell him.
Don't worry. Goodbye.
I was there when they caught Bowles last night. Did you know?
Of course. Bet you were sure scared.
Oh, is that so? Maybe I just lost my interest in mysteries is all.
Must be tough being a girl sometimes.
Maybe I don't even care what the Hardys are making Bowles confess. What they're making him squeal with 3rd degrees and...
Really? Is that what's going on?
That's where they are right now.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Joe and Frank have got that guy Bowles singing like a squirmy canary.
I just don't say I did, and I don't say I didn't.
That does it. How long have we been here now?
Well, you keep asking the same questions. Is there anything wrong with the same answers?
We just gotta know if you stole something.
Look, now, I don't object to letting you practice your detective thing on me, laddie.
It's not practice. Our client, a guy we know's in trouble because somebody made it look like he was a thief.
The shame of it.
And if somebody hadn't gone and messed up those handles, we'd have your fingerprints to prove it, too.
No, stop, boys. That's enough. You just ain't got them, and that's that. Oh, perhaps I'd better say haven't got them in front of the kids.
Maybe you better work your memory a little harder.
But I'd like to help the laddies. Now, honest, I would. Such fine, upstanding young gentlemen. They're a credit to you. Truly they are. A wee bit suspicious, maybe. But I suppose with you for a father, that's only natural.
Shall we get back on the subject?
And what is the subject, Mr. Hardy?
You and why you won't talk.
Oh, but I've been talking a great deal. It's almost embarrassing. Excuse me, boys. I am truly sorry. You talk for a bit. Go on, say whatever you have a mind to.
Last night you committed trespass and assault both. You're going to go to jail anyway. What difference does it make?
I can't tell you things I know nothing about, can I?
But what were you snooping around Applegate's for in the first place?
That's just the one thing I don't seem to be able to tell you somehow.
Don't you understand, Dad? He was looking for the treasure, but he didn't want anyone else interfering.
Yeah. Only why'd he hang around the tower rooms? And why'd he come back to Bayport after so many years? What I mean is, how much does he really know about the Applegate treasure?
Frank, don't you understand? The very fact that he won't talk means that those thousands of doubloons are still hidden somewhere.
Thousands of what?
Doubloons. 3,000 doubloons.
Oh, no, stop it, boys. Will you listen to how old Applegate's been making his treasure grow through the years?
Hey, what are doubloons? I've heard of pieces of eight.
Cut it out. This town went crazy 10 years ago looking for gold, and it's not going to happen again, you hear me?
All right, I'm sorry.
I agree with you, Sergeant.
And me too. You know, I had to leave this town once. I was pestered so much. Old apple cider with this talk of gold that wasn't there. Oh, there's no laughing matter, boys. You see, the more he talked, the more people said I must have took it.
Well, maybe you did.
Hey, wait, whoa now, hold your horses. You know, you should have a real heart-to-heart talk with them, Mr. Hardy. It'd be a crying shame for two such upstanding young lads to pine away in a foul prison under charges of slander and libel. You know I didn't do it, Mr. Hardy, don't you?
Joe, I'm afraid your father proved that Bowles there just couldn't have stolen anything. Not the way Applegate claims his treasure was taken.
Oh. Well, your partner could have. That Jenkins.
Jenkins? I haven't laid eyes on him these last 10 years. People said we were friends just because we lived in the same place only.
But Mr. Bowles...
I'm afraid that's enough now, son. You boys have had your fun. We got to haul him back downtown, Mr. Hardy.
I understand. Come on, boys.
Well, I don't understand. Golly, Daddy, he says everything except what we want to know. He won't help Perry or us a bit. Why? Why is he so afraid to tell the truth? Why won't he talk?
Unless he's guilty of something awful. Something enormous.
Oh, boys, such a way to speak.
All right.
It's not unusual for a man to keep his mouth shut until he's sure where he stands.
There, you see.
So, Sergeant, suppose you all wait for me outside. I'll call Applegate for you.
Okay.
And if he and Jackley are ready to come down to the police station and file charges against Bowles here, I guess then he'll start talking fast enough.
If he don't, then maybe he does know something big.
Detectives.
Oh, yes, Mr. Hardy. I searched the place this morning as you suggested, and... What? No, I didn't find anything.
But I just thought you might have found something missing. You know, in the tower rooms or any place else the Bowles might have been.
What difference does it make? I'm charging that man with trespassing.
Mr. Applegate, trespassing is not a very big crime. Now, we can't scare him into talking and let...
But if nothing is missing, how can I accuse him of stealing or anything worse?
You want me, boss? Sorry I couldn't come when you started yelling.
You talk to him, Jackley. You're the one that Bowles hit over the head.
Well, yeah, but...
That's assault.
Hello?
With a deadly weapon, maybe.
Hello, Jackley. You feeling better now?
Sure, but the bump on my head isn't. Mr. Hardy, all I feel is I want to finish my work and get out of this wacky place. Oh, no offense, boss. Huh? Well, you can bring charges against him without my saying anything, can't you?
But it's circumstantial. You're the one who saw Bowles hit you.
Well, I hate to get anybody in trouble. No, I'm not being soft-hearted. I hate to lie, too.
To what?
Well, even though I know it must have been Bowles that hit me on the head and tied me up,
I racked my memory, and you know something, Mr. Hardy? I never actually seen it was him.
Goodbye.
Don't be long now, will it, boys? He'll be letting me free soon, don't you think?
Letting you free?
Well, what have I done? I ask you, with all the talk, has one bad thing been proven against me?
Now, don't start that again.
When Dad gets out of here...
Oh, all right. We'll just have to wait, I suppose.
Sergeant.
So now you'll expect me to fall down in a fit of confessing, I suppose. But let me tell you, I don't care what anybody charges me with. There's nothing that can make me... Oh, Mr. Hardy, your face tells me that there's some little difficulty yet.
Can either one of them help?
I'm afraid we've all been wasting our time. Keep him locked up on your own charges, I guess.
Well, soon I'll be riding one of those beauties out of town. Won't I now? Maybe. Freed for lack of evidence, maybe. You see now, boys, why I don't talk. When it comes to bad things, I just don't say I did them, and I don't say I didn't.
Well, if those fingerprints on the shovel hadn't been so messed up, that would have made you...
Boys, get in the car, will you? I'll be right with you. Sergeant, can I talk to you a minute?
Hey, what about the footprints in the flower garden where all the digging was?
What about him?
Let's go back and get those shoes.
You mean the ones he took off?
They're the same ones he had on last night, aren't they? We made plaster casts of them, and they're the very same as the tracks in the flower bed.
All right, get in the car.
Hey, wait now, wait.
Come on, boys.
No, Dad. We gotta go back to his closet and get those...
Hey, no, don't do that. What do you think I changed into my sneakers for if it wasn't to avoid such a thing?
Such a thing as what?
That's the horror of a plaster cast, of course. I should have thought you would have seen me trembling. Well, now, aren't you men all ashamed of yourselves? The only real detective among the lot of you. There he is. The only one who was able to force the confession out of me. The confession about the digging, I mean.
I don't understand.
Sonny, you can leave those shoes lying in the closet where they are. They'll measure exactly the same as the footprints. Oh, I admit it. I know when I'm trapped. Here, lead me back to the jailhouse, and for you, Sonny, I'll sign a confession.
Tomorrow's episode, A Golden Clue.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, A Golden Clue.
All right, I'm coming. Hello. Oh, it's you.
There's nothing wrong with being me, Gertrude.
I'm sorry, Silas, but after all that's been going on in this town...
Whatever has happened hasn't been any of my doings, has it? Of course not. It's those nephews of yours that have been responsible. Jack Lee here saw them all driving downtown together, following a police car. The boys were with their father, that is. And their car was following the police.
With Bowles, tell her.
Well, if it means anything, Fenton sent word that they were on their way down to find out about a confession. That's all.
Wait a minute. If that man Bowles is confessing...
What's that? Let me have that phone.
Let go.
Goodbye, Silas.
Gertrude, hello.
Listen, lady, we just thought you might know something.
She hung up.
What's going on? What do you suppose Bowles is telling them?
Joe! Mr. Hardy! Frank! No, wait! Wait, Joe! Did you get the confession?
Don't yell so much.
Hi. I just came over to wait for you.
Did he confess? You made him, didn't you?
She says he went down to the jail.
Yeah, we even got to go inside.
Well, what happened? Did he really confess?
Oh, well,
I made him admit that he's the one that took our pick and shovel and did all that digging. And I mean all of it. Didn't I, Frank? You see, Bowles wanted to get us into trouble, but he didn't want us snooping around Applegate's. Maybe finding out what he was doing there.
Is that all?
ask him. He's telling it.
Well, nobody else could get anything out of him. Frank's just jealous because he's not as good a detective as I am. But when I started talking about those shoes, and when I looked him right into the eyes...
Did he start shivering? Did he?
Well, sister, you could sure see how guilty he was.
Oh, I wish I could have been there to see you make him squeal. Oh, Joe, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Iowa, why don't you ever go home or something?
That is all. Isn't it?
Oh, of course not. I'll think of plenty other ways to trap that crook.
Hooray for Sherlock Holmes.
Listen here, you.
Skip it.
Now, wait a minute. You gotta admit, that's all Bowles did say. So maybe we're out of trouble, but that doesn't do any good for our client.
Who?
Me.
What of it?
Or solve any mysteries about the Applegate treasure, either.
He just told you he'd think of some more traps for everybody. You two are just soreheads because Joe's smarter than you are.
Will you go home?
What?
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a bragger.
Hey, you know, come to think of it, when you said all that stuff about the shoes, Bowles really did start shaking.
Oh, lay off.
Only why? Why would he all of a sudden talk? You didn't really say anything to make him.
I said more than you said. Well, I mean, I never claimed I got a whole confession, did I?
Maybe it was the shoes themselves.
Huh?
Maybe for some reason Bowles didn't want us to look at the shoes.
That doesn't make any sense.
You be quiet. He's the great detective.
All right, so I'm a bragger, so I'm sorry. What else do I gotta say?
Let's go back and get those shoes.
Huh? Hey, sure.
Well, come on, let's go.
Wait. You guys crazy or something? What's this all about?
Wait till we find out for ourselves.
What about trespassing? If we go into Bowles' room...
Look, the house belongs to the landlady, doesn't it?
Yeah?
Well, if she invites us in, that's not trespassing, is it?
I don't know. She sure didn't look very inviting.
We'll get in somehow. Joe, we just have to see those shoes.
Okay, I'm coming.
The shoes aren't hers. We can't just take them.
All I want to do is look at them. There's got to be something fishy. Remember how anxious Bowles was to get rid of them and get into his tennis shoes?
Yeah, I know, but what could be fishy about a pair of shoes?
I don't... Shh, here she comes.
Frank, what are you gonna say?
I don't know. If you could keep her busy for a while, maybe I could...
Yeah? Oh, run along. We don't want no subscriptions.
No, wait, please.
Madam? I lost my knife.
What? Oh, you're the two boys that was here with them cops. Well.
See, it was a Boy Scout knife, and the leather punch was broken.
It was?
Yeah, we thought maybe you'd let us go up into Mr. Bowles' room and look around.
Oh. Oh, you mean for your knife?
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen it. Oh, well, wait a minute. Where'll I put my broom away?
That's funny. I didn't say I lost it here. Seems like it was at the beach last summer when...
All right. So Joe Hardy never lies. But when we get upstairs...
Boys? Hurry up, boys. I ain't got all day.
We're coming, ma'am.
Hope your feet ain't dirty. I just been sweeping. I don't think your pocket knife's up here.
You mean sweeping in Mr. Bowles' room? Do you clean all of his things for him?
Clean for Mr. Bowles? Oh, my, no. Not when he's in jail. I wouldn't want him thinking I'd go through any of his things. Not after all that treasure talk.
Well, I guess he understands why the police have to look around. I wonder where Joe left that night.
Oh, I guess Dad left the bureau drawer open.
Well, I certainly wouldn't come snooping.
Boy, sure a dirty handkerchief.
That's a dust cloth, not a handkerchief. Just don't you boys go making a mess in here. You hear me?
Boy, you sure got rid of her fast. Did you do something?
Come on. Here, stand guard. Here they are.
Why? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Looks just like a plain shoe to me. Nothing inside.
Give me the other one.
I got it.
Hey, Frank, maybe we ought to take them both home with us.
Find it, boys?
What? I mean, no.
I didn't sweep there in the closet. Nothing but an old pair of shoes, as I remember.
Oh, he's looking now. We'll be out of here in just a minute.
Oh, but not without a piece of cake and some milk.
What?
Then maybe you boys and me could have a little talk about that treasure.
Treasure?
Now, don't you pretend. I heard your father and all them talking about stolen doubloons when you was here before.
Oh, that was quite some time ago, ma'am.
Of course it was. But there's something new about it now, ain't there?
Oh, wow. You see, we don't exactly know.
And if there is such a thing as hidden gold anyplace, I sure wouldn't mind helping you look for it.
Oh, see, really, I mean...
Honest, ma'am. Oh, we don't know anything about any gold that's hidden.
And that's not a lie, either.
Then why you taking them shoes?
Come on, Joe.
You give me them. Joe, catch! Oh, come back here! Come back here, you! Joe, catch it!
Frank! What the dickens? It's a note or something. Joe, wait! Come here. It's torn, but it's a letter. Joe, we found it! In the wall! I hid it in the wall! All Applegate's treasures in the old tower wall!
Next episode, The Final Search.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, The Final Search.
I hid it in the wall. Old Applegate's treasure is in the old tower wall.
Yeah, that's what Apple Juice calls those old rooms he doesn't use anymore. Old tower rooms.
Apple who?
Dad! There, you were right there.
I didn't have time to bury the coins. I wanted to hop a freight out of town as fast as I could. But if you pull off the inside boards near the steps a couple...
Feet! Can't you read?
A couple of feet up where they're loose.
That's it. Applegate's treasure. That's where he hid it.
Who hid it? Who wrote this?
Well, look, it says right there. But it's torn. See?
J-E-N. Jenkins?
Sure, that's the guy who used to live in the same place as Bowles.
Dad, Jenkins must have stolen the treasure years ago, see?
He admits it right there.
Quiet. Now he wrote this letter to Bowles explaining where the treasure's hidden.
I wonder why he never came back after it himself. Are you sure that was a real doubloon wrapped up with this? You said the landlady grabbed it so fast.
Well, look. It says, if you don't believe... Well, it's torn there.
Must be a thee or a this.
All right. If you don't believe this story, here's a real chunk of Spanish gold to prove it. Now go find the rest.
Come on, boys. Let's get on that phone.
But there's no such thing...
Hey, Aunt Gertrude!
Boys, please be quiet. For the last time, Miss Snodgrass, there's no such thing as an Applegate treasure. Dad, what on earth?
Gertrude, you better hang up now.
No such thing.
What's been going on in there?
Hey, Gertrude, is that Miss Snodgrass from the library?
Yes, I think everybody in this town is insane. She says in the last 5 minutes, 5 people have called her wanting to know what a doubloon is worth.
Wait a minute, Gertrude. You came right home, didn't you? You didn't tell anybody else about this.
It's that landlady, Dad. I told you she just grabbed the coin and ran out of the room to call all her friends.
You never saw anybody so excited. She thinks she's going to keep the doubloon.
No, the treasure belongs to Applegate, of course, but... Say, he's likely to have a riot over there. Anyway, I want the police to check with Bowles.
Stop it! Talking about such nonsense as if it were real.
Gertrude, I'm afraid we've all been wrong. And the 2 best detectives in the family are about to prove it. I'm afraid that even I'm finally convinced.
Of what? Have you actually ever seen such a thing as a doubloon?
Well, no. I must admit that I haven't, but...
Here. They're all the same. That's King Ferdinand on one side.
But you said...
I guess our client won't mind if we show you that one now.
Client?
Oh.
Gertrude! Gertrude! What on earth is going on out at your house, Gertrude?
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Snodgrass, but the boys have a client now. Yes, King Ferdinand. Oh, dear. It is real. Good heavens.
Oh, here.
Boss, where are you?
Right here, Jack Lake.
What's the matter? I heard you yelling clear over there.
In the tower. It's in the tower.
Yeah, I know. I already been up there.
Miss Fenton Hardy on the phone. All those wonderful boys of his.
What?
They believe me. Everybody believes me now. Even the operator kept interrupting.
Mr. Applegate, get hold of yourself.
They'll be here any minute. Even Gertrude believes me, that old pie slicer.
Who?
Because it's there, don't you understand? It's in one of the tower rooms. Every bit of my treasure.
Treasure?
In my doubloons. Oh, but you were just as stupid as the rest, weren't you? Wouldn't even open your ears when the boys started talking. Just wanted to finish your work and get out of here.
Wait, stop. Where'd you say it is?
Well, they say a man named Jenkins. He lived here in this town, you understand.
Never mind. You said it was in the tower. Where in the tower?
Oh, but we'll get it now soon enough. Yes, we will. You know, it was my uncle's idea to build a tower, but we never finished the upper rooms.
Boss, you gotta get hold of yourself. Who cares? The place will be falling down in a couple of minutes. Too much weight.
Huh?
Well, sure, with everybody coming from town to have a look around. Come on.
That's right. I just said that, didn't I? They'll all be here, just like 10 years ago, swarming over this place like ants.
Yeah, but if you and I get there first, huh?
But we need protection. You wait here. We'd better be armed. Oh, dear. The police, too.
Let's go, Jackley, let's go! Yo-ho-ho, the battle of... Jackley! Jackley! Wait for me! Wait for me! Wait! I told you to wait!
Why don't you children watch where you're going? You got no business on the sidewalk. You're a public danger, that's what you are. Wow!
This is a genuine 16th century fight. No, you won't. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, no harm. Now the rest of you get back outside
Keep
and
on
stay there.
outside. I don't care who they are. Yes. That means you too.
It does not. I'm part of this.
All right, ma'am.
Hey, Dad, that's the landlady we told you about.
I know, but never mind now. I don't care who she is. This is private property.
Outside.
You get back there. Get out. You're trespassers. Get out. This is private property. Do you hear me? Get out, I tell you.
I'll get her. Get her out of here. Get her out. I won't. Well, look out.
Let go of that shovel. That old goat's got one. Why can't I?
Shovel. I'll have you know, madam, this is a genuine 16th century pike.
There, you see? Nobody in here but Pikes. Now you go on outside that door and you stay there.
I'm not going to stay. Oh!
I'll handle it, Mr. Applegate. Mike, you take this and keep them out. And that means everybody. Nobody's destroying any property just for some silly treasure. Now, sir, where do I start digging?
Oh, just a minute, officer.
Jenkins' letter says the wall by the stairs.
Yeah, that's right, the wall by the stairs. But there are 3 tower rooms, aren't there?
That's right. One above the other. Just about the same.
That's what Jenkins didn't say. Which one?
Jack, you give me a hand with them tools. Mike, stay here and watch that door.
Right.
Sir, is it all right if we rip a board or two?
I don't care. Get there. The whole place down.
Well, let's start on the top floor and work down. Come on.
Don't worry, Mr. Applegate. We'll find your treasure.
All right. Hurry up.
Not here. The next one up. Oh, Jackley. Jackley.
Oh?
Now, where could he have got to? Jackley! Oh, never mind. Let's go.
Careful on these stairs.
Yeah.
Jackley. Well, I haven't found anything yet, sir.
Found anything? I haven't told you to start looking yet. Where'd those tools come from?
Oh, I had them outside. It's part of my plumbing kit. I just brought them up now. Thought I'd grab a quick peek.
Huh?
Well, wouldn't you like to be the first to find the treasure, boys?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Oh, I'm set. Stand back, everybody. Now, which board?
Well,
Jenkins' letter says the wall by the steps.
And a couple of feet up.
All right, stand back, everybody.
Here we go, everybody. We're getting the treasure now so you can all go home. Nothing to be excited about. We can handle it, so go on home, all of you. We'll find it. Yes, we will. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Tomorrow's episode, The Tower's Secret.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8, hand handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of eight. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of eight all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of eight, pieces of eight, pieces of eight?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, the Tower's Secret.
Hey, look out.
I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. Everybody else running that way and you just standing here.
Oh, they haven't found anything yet, I guess.
No, but they're likely to any minute now. Hey, you're Perry Robinson, aren't you? The client. You're the one who started all this.
Well, I can't help it. It's not my fault if...
Nonsense. Don't tell me you don't like a good treasure hunt.
Well, I mean, I know how mad it's made you. Frank and Joe sneaking out at night and everything. Well, they told me how you act about mysteries and things.
Not if the mystery turns out all right.
Well, when it does, and when they find the treasure, people still won't think I stole anything, will they?
Of course they will.
What? But I didn't.
Doesn't make any difference. Boys always look guilty of everything. Doesn't mean a pin. Now, come on. You and I and Silas Applegate are going to have a little meeting, whether he likes it or not. Now, come on. March.
Hey there, son. Where's your father?
Hey, Dad. We're all through upstairs.
Well, well, look who's here. Bowles himself. Just in time to see us find the treasure. How nice. All right, Hardy, it's not up there.
Oh, look yet, huh?
Not on the third floor.
Back for the finish, huh? Back to see us do what you didn't get a chance to do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do.
Hey?
I bet you were up there looking for treasure the same night you hit Mr. Jackley over the head.
Too many comic books.
Joe's right. You were probably looking in all the places the letter said.
But don't you worry. We're following Jenkins' instructions to the word.
Well, look who's here. Did he tell you anything more to help us out, Sergeant?
No, I just brought him along in case. I doubt if he even knows anything more.
Don't say I do, and I don't say I don't.
Hurry up, officer. Start here in this panel. The gold has to be in this section right here, right next to the steps.
All right, but you better stand back, Mr. Applegate.
Yes,
If Jenkins' letter had been a little more clear as to which floor he hid the treasure on...
We could save a lot of time in the woodwork, too, couldn't we? If a certain friend of Jenkins would change his tune and clear things up a bit.
Don't say I ever saw that letter, and don't say I did.
Anyway, I've some stuff on Jenkins for you now.
Hey, now you get out of here. Stop that, please.
I'm down here.
Oh, no, come on. Now get out of here.
Hey, we got in. Jenkins! Come down here and tell this police officer who we are. You, look, keep the quiet.
Stop it! Stop it! All of you! What's going on here?
Joey, have you found the gold yet? Is he going to give me some, Joey?
Why, I wish you'd go home or something.
Joe, be quiet. There's important business to be attended to before Captain Kidd here starts dancing a jig on his gold pieces.
What? Gertrude, why don't you get out of here? You too. Get out.
Oh, no, you don't.
Gertrude, let go of me, dear. Let go of me. Sergeant, hand me down one of those crowbars.
Oh, stop this foolishness, for heaven's sakes. Don't be any sillier than you are. I told you there's important business to be straightened out.
Gertrude!
What kind of business? Well, for our client, naturally. Now, come on down here and sit down.
I will not.
Yes, you?
Let go of me.
Come
on.
Come on, I'm
Stop it. Gertrude.
Oh!
What do you think I am, a wishbone? Officer! Get those others out of here. And put up those old curtains or they'll all be poking their noses through the window. I'm sorry, everybody. You'll all see the doubloons later on. Gertrude, please!
What do you think Aunt Gertrude's up to? Say, how did she and Perry get together in the first place?
I don't know, but the sergeant's up there telling Dad about Jenkins, the guy who wrote the letter, the guy who put the gold in the wall.
Yeah. You go up there and see if you can clear up the mystery. I'll take care of this little stuff.
It was a good hunch you had, Mr. Hardy, running a record check on Jenkins.
Well, I thought you'd find him all right. He'd been in other trouble even before he stole Applegate's treasure.
Took no time at all to get the rundown. We know what his record is and where he was when he wrote that letter. In fact, we know where he is right now.
Hey, you fellas, give us some room. We've got to get at that wall back there. Excuse me, Sergeant. Jack, give me a hand moving this dresser.
Where is Jenkins, Sergeant?
In the state penitentiary.
What?
Prison? Now?
That's right, and that's where he's been for the past 10 years. No wonder he couldn't come back himself and pick up those doubloons. A while back, his last application for parole was denied.
Parole? You mean he hoped he would be out of prison by now?
Right, but no luck. Jenkins is serving a life sentence, Mr. Hardy. I spoke to the warden on the telephone.
But that clears up the whole mystery, doesn't it? 10 years ago, Jenkins stole the treasure and hid it. Only he couldn't come back and get it because he got in trouble and was put into prison.
That's right. So, figuring he'd never get out, he finally wrote to Bowles and said, come and get it. Right, Bowles?
Look out. Here she comes.
Gertrude, I've got to get upstairs.
Silence! Not before you give me your answer.
But, Gertrude, this is no time to talk about mowing a lawn.
Why not? Your lawn needs to be mowed.
It sure does, Mr. Applegate. And he needs the job doing it.
Oh.
Silas, all I'm trying to get settled before this is all over is...
Well, what you, Lenny?
Hey, did you find anything?
No. Down here it's got to be. Stand back, lady. All right, off of those stairs. I'll take this fella, Jack. Now, you men stand by with those crowbars.
Never mind that paneling. Rip off the whole section.
Sure enough. You kids, watch out now.
Oh, Silas, you don't have to be so greedy.
I beg your pardon. Greedy? Me?
I was talking to you, Silas. I was trying to get something settled for the children. I was trying to tell you that he doesn't have any place to work, nor any proper place to live.
And what do you expect me to do about it? Why is it women are always telling men to do things?
If it weren't for him and for my two nephews, you wouldn't even be finding your precious gold.
Huh?
Mike, give me a hand on this.
And what makes you think I'll have a place to live myself unless I do find it?
What?
Oh, yes. Old Applegate. He's lonely. He'll look after the boy. Rich old coot. Might even make him human. The boy'll have a fine home for years and years. Do you know anything about mortgages, young man? When I can't pay my own taxes, will you do it? When I haven't even got enough money left to buy my own food, will you feed me? There, of course not. All you'll do is stand there and cry. Nothing works out the way we want it. But what can you do about anything but just stand and cry and cry? How are we coming along, Hardy?
Well, the gold isn't in the rooms upstairs, so it has to be here.
Hey, maybe Bowles or someone else already found the treasure and took off with it.
Then why is he still hanging around? It doesn't hurt to believe in your own luck once in a while. And you two are going to have it. Now stop worrying.
I'm not worried about anything.
Harry, when we do get lucky, you know that, well, that lawn of mine will need a haircut for years and years.
Silas, you darling!
Gertrude. Well, looks like you two kids are going to have a new playmate for years to come.
You mean Perry?
Yes.
Yo!
Look out! The whole wall's coming down.
I'll get him now. All together. Everybody, easy now. This is it. It's got to be there. It's got to be there. It's got to be there. It's.
Well, ain't there. Not a trace of gold. And we've searched this house from top to bottom.
Tomorrow's episode, Never Say Die.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Never Say Die.
Well, I guess we looked every place.
Pirate's treasure.
Boys. Oh, those boys.
Listen, maybe we ought to hire a steam shovel and dig a ditch 10 feet wide all the way across every inch of Applegate's property.
Joe, you get dumber ideas than I owe even.
I do not. She wanted to hire some dogs to go sniffing all over the place like bloodhounds, only they'd be gold hounds.
Joe, when are you going to give up?
Huh?
The treasure's just not there. It's all over.
It isn't all over, Dad. It can't be. Don't you understand?
There's just too much at stake. We gotta solve this.
Maybe if we went to visit Jenkins in prison. After all, he's the one that sent the letter to Bowles and told him where to look.
Oh, they'll check with Jenkins, don't worry. But I'll bet he even ends up with the same answer himself. That somebody during the last 10 years has found his hiding place and gotten completely away with the doubloons. It's as simple as that.
Dad, what'll I do to Bowles? I mean, if that's the way it is.
Turn him loose. I suspect the sooner Applegate can forget this whole headache, the better you'll like it.
But what about Perry? What'll happen to him?
Yeah, is he part of the headache, too?
Well, I'm afraid you better realize it. Perry's actually the only person who really found a doubloon, or claims he did.
Yeah, but the one Perry found was an old, moldy beat-up one that Jenkins dropped 10 years ago.
Sure, but... Well, the way things have worked out, I'm afraid they'll figure it's better for Perry to leave Bayport, go back to the city.
It's our fault.
Oh, no, it isn't, Frank.
We're the ones that got everybody all excited.
Just because I wanted a real mystery for a change. Instead of pretend ones.
And what did we end up with? Goofing everything. Messing everybody up.
Hey, it's not that bad. Come on now, time for bed. At least you accomplished one thing. You made your father wake up a little and know his son's a little better. Come on, off to bed.
Oh, we could wake you up any time.
I'm still gonna find that treasure. It takes me the rest of my life.
And mine, too.
Hey, wake up! There he goes.
Hey, wait. We can't let him see us.
Boy, he sure is acting funny.
Come on, let's go.
It's the second time he's gone around the same block.
Yeah, I knew everybody was wacky. There's a lot about the treasure he hasn't told yet.
But why does he keep walking around the same block?
I don't... Oh, excuse me.
Come on, he's getting too far ahead.
Hey, you think we ought to call the police?
Oh, no. They let him go, didn't they? It's their fault if they're so stupid. He looks like he's getting ready to cross the street again. But it's the same one.
Yeah, we're getting close to something, all right.
Yeah, the rail yards.
Oh, don't be so smart all the time.
All right, it's getting close to midnight then. You know how fast it gets dark around here. Frank, we're gonna be late for supper. Shh.
What's he stopping for? Why'd he come here?
Because that's where he lives. Remember? Did you notice? He looks so funny and mad all the time. Now he looks happy.
Yeah.
What are you doing, sir? Please, sir. Bowles, you're asking for it.
Oh, it's more and more stupid you're getting. Calling me my name now.
What? I recognized you.
And I recognized you the moment I stepped out of the police station. The worst detective on the whole force, I should guess, from the stupid way you've been following me around.
All right, all right.
Now, suppose you go back to your sergeant. Tell him that I'm at home any time he wants to see me. But that he'll learn nothing further from following me or watching me from now until kingdom come.
Bowles, you better stay out of trouble. I'm warning you.
I don't say that I will, and I don't say that I won't.
There he goes. Gosh, I didn't even see that other guy. No wonder if Bowles was going around in circles. Well, that guy's pretty cagey. Bet if he does know any more about the treasure, nobody finds it out.
Why, if it ain't Mr. Bowles. Oh, my, it's so good to have you back. You're the only person in this whole boarding house I enjoy talking to. You know...
Alas, madam, as soon as I'm packed and the evening freight train goes by with its lovely whistle, I'll be leaving.
Well,
but I'll be paying me bill on the way out, never fear.
But wait...
That is if it's ready in time. Hey! Mr. Jack!
You seem to be in a hurry, buddy. Well, so am I, to help you find them gold doubloons.
No, I won't.
No time to argue. I'm leaving with you on that freight train tonight. You and me are going to be partners from now on, buddy. Right?
In that letter that told where the treasure was, did it say Old Applegate Tower or just plain Old Tower?
Tomorrow's episode, Boys in Danger.
Gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8 handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, Boys in Danger.
Feet up next to the steps where they're loose.
That's right.
Look. He didn't say the tower of the house, did he? And all towers have steps, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
He must have just jumped to a conclusion. Hey, that thing over there, that's a tower too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a water tower. But it's been abandoned for years.
Let's go over and have a look at it while we're waiting. Come on.
Hey, at least it would explain Perry's doubloon.
Huh?
I mean, if the treasure really were someplace else. Because we always figured that Jenkins dropped that one when he was leaving Applegate. That's the trouble with us. A good detective would stop and figure all those things out.
Who cares? They'll think we're pretty good when we find some other tower that...
What's the matter?
Hear that? There's a church tower in Bayport, too.
I got news for you. There's 5 of them.
No, and there's the town hall tower. And the old clock tower. And the feed and grain tower.
But I don't know any more than I told you. Stop that!
You expect me to be gentle? After the way you tapped me on the head the other night?
It's just lucky you are. I didn't drive your head down between your 2 feet. I'm sure Jenkins would have done that over and over till your backbone made noises like an accordion.
Who's afraid of a guy still in prison?
Well, you should be then. His own cellmate you were. But when you were released and he trusted you with a letter to bring to me, what did you do? You opened the letter and read it yourself. That's what happened. Weeks ago you read that letter instead of delivering it where you should.
So what? Didn't make me any richer.
If old Mr. Applegate could have heard anything but his 2 knees rattling together, he'd have known what a phony plumber he had snooping around, and you'd have landed right back in jail yourself.
You talk too much. I didn't find anything, did I?
Of course you didn't. Or you wouldn't be coming to me with this silly talk of a partnership, would you?
Ballsy, did I look in the right place? Look, since you slugged me the other night and got your hands on that note, you haven't had much time for treasure hunting, have you?
Hey, let go!
But I'll bet there was something Jenkins didn't say in them instructions. Something just you would catch on to. Something would make you awful happy.
That's not so.
Now, Ballsy, you better tell me in a hurry before somebody else figures it out. Guys like Hardy will be after you. Everybody will be after that treasure again.
Did I ever say there was such a thing as treasure?
Now, look, you need me. We gotta work fast. Now, I want you to tell me where it is. Tell me before I make your ears swap places without taking them off first either.
Wait. Maybe I do need help, now that I come to think of it.
Well, I thought you'd see the light. I'm sorry if I hurt you, buddy.
Oh, you needn't flatter yourself that I'm frightened. I just thought, though, when we've such a little time to make a getaway, those muscles of yours might come in handy. Have you any idea, Mr. Jackley, of the wonderful heavy weight of 3,000 gold doubloons?
How could it be in the tower of the high school gymnasium? That's stupid.
All right, you're the one who said we shouldn't jump to any conclusions till we think it all out.
Well, in the morning, we'll at least take a look at the water tower.
Look, there's water in it.
Huh? Oh. Joe, listen. There's a part of the letter you left out. It said, I didn't have time to bury the treasure because I had to hop a freight out of town as fast as I could, remember?
That's right.
Well, if Jenkins hopped a train, he must have come down this way to...
Frank, let's get over and look at that tower right now. At least to see if we can get up that ladder.
Wait a minute. We better look around first. We don't want anybody to see us. Come on.
But we gotta work fast. I could be making sure the treasure's still safe. Look, just tell me where it is, and then I'll wait there for you, huh?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm doing the leading, Mr. Jackley. Partners are no partners.
But you can trust me.
I'm not setting foot out of this room until we're sure that the coast is clear.
The coast where?
Outside, man, outside. There was a plainclothes man following me not half an hour ago. But they won't notice. Go on, have a look around. Hurry. I'll get your high sign from the window when you're sure that the neighborhood is clear.
Ballsy, I ain't leaving this room till you do.
But you can trust me. Look, don't be ridiculous. How can I leave this room without you seeing me?
Well, you'd better not try.
Go on, hurry. Look, I can't carry the gold myself, haven't I told you? That's why Jenkins had to leave it behind. Great heavy sacks of...
You mean the hiding place is right here, then? Right close in the neighborhood?
No, I'm not saying that it is, and I'm not saying that it isn't. Go on, get going.
Well, I was just thinking of them kids out there, that's all.
Kids where?
I guess they've gone away now. Ooh, there's been times when I want to take those hardy kids.
Exactly. Your job is to see that the neighborhood's clear of anyone who might be watching us. Now, I don't care how you do it.
Okay.
Operator, get me the police department. I want to report a most dangerous criminal at large. Yes, right here in this very district. Hurry, operator.
I guess that ladder would hold us all right. But it sure looks rotten from here, though, doesn't it? Joe, I wonder if we ought to tell Dad first. I mean, if the treasure really is up there.
Yeah, but what if it isn't? We were wrong once.
Okay, live a while. Go home and eat your supper, see if I care. Just so long as you stay out of this neighborhood. It's a tower, old tower.
Well, here goes.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, I'm coming up too. And the boards are broken yet, have they?
Well, I guess it's okay for both of us.
Besides, I ought to be up there first. I'm smaller than you are.
Yeah, just take it easy, will you?
Well, there's nothing to this.
Joe, look out!
I guess some of these boards are a little rotten.
Take it easy, will you?
Tomorrow's episode, The Tower Treasure.
pieces of 8, handed down to Applegate from buccaneers who fought for years for gold doubloons and pieces of 8. Handed down in a pirate's chest, the gold they sailed for east and west, the treasure bright that made men fight, till none were left to bury the chest. So now the gold and pieces of 8 all belong to Applegate. The chest is here, but wait. Now, where are those gold doubloons and pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8?
Today's episode in the mystery of the Applegate treasure, the Tower Treasure.
Gosh, Mr. Bowles' house is almost close enough to spit on.
Who cares? Stop trying to look at things, will you?
I was just thinking, what if he happened to see us?
Come on, get up there.
I am up here. Now just quit pushing. Hold it, will you? I can't see a thing. There's steps inside. Take it easy.
Boom, 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 boom.
Cut it out. Now, will you wait here for me? Oh, you pull the dumbest stunts I ever... Oh!
Frank!
I guess the floor isn't very strong.
Frank, are you all right?
Oh, Joe!
Frank, what's the matter with you? Frank, you're not hurt, are you? Joe, doubloons! Joe, we got him! Doubloons! 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 Yay! We found him!
Joe, there's gotta be more. Let's look over here.
The inside boards next to the steps a couple of feet up where they're loose.
Get out of the way. It must be these ones right around where the water pipe goes out.
Why didn't we bring a crowbar?
Who cares? This stuff is rotten anyway.
What you looking for?
Huh?
Out there. I heard you talking something to them cops on the phone. Has that got anything to do with why you're...
Madam, I'm not saying that it does, and then again, I'm not saying that it doesn't. But when those beautiful policemen in their handsome uniforms come here to pick up that... Hold them here.
What?
The police. They mustn't see. I mean, look at those nosy, meddlesome... Oh, look, never mind.
Stay with the car. I'll check inside.
Look out.
Frank, there's a piece of cloth in there. I can see it.
There's plenty of room to hide all kinds of stuff.
It's a little sack. I can feel it. It's a sack. And another one.
Hiya, kids.
Mr. Jackley.
I saw you climbing up. What you doing?
Watch it. The floor's not very strong.
Yeah, I was afraid you might be getting hurt. Smart kids like you ought to know better.
Mr. Jackley, we found it.
Huh?
Oh, not for sure yet, but...
The treasure! Applegate's treasure!
You don't say.
I thought you were Bowles. Oh, what a relief.
Me too. But you can help us. Come on.
So that's why you were so scared. How about that? Thinking I was a crook like that Bowles.
Well, she's no help. Says Bowles has gone out now, too.
Silly job. Come pick up Jackley. So he's an ex-con, so he's got no plumber's license. So who cares?
Nevertheless, I think we ought to look around a bit. He may be over by the railroad yard someplace.
Hey, you notice that pipe?
Yeah, it's certainly swinging in the wind, isn't it?
Better tell the railroad tomorrow before it falls clear off.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick look around the neighborhood and then we'll beat it.
One, two, three.
We got it! We got it! We got it! Go! Go! We got it!
Hey, quiet, kids. We got work to do. Get that rope ready, kid.
Well, what are you going to do? Lower them down?
No, most of them are too rotten. See there? Well, I can carry them all if we can get them in this jacket here in the lining. Come on now. Help them. Hurry up.
What's the matter?
It's the evening freight train, that's all. Listen to that. It's going to leave town on time. Right on time. Now, come on. Help me on with it. Boost. Attaboy.
Hey, Mr. Jackley. If you're going to wear that jacket and climb all the way down with it, then what's the rope for?
Quit asking questions. You'll find out.
You know, it'd be a lot easier if Joe here went down first and called our dad. He could bring the car up and...
No! Now get over there, both of you. Till I get this other sleeve on.
You know what, Mr. Jackley? You're a crook. I always wondered, I mean, ever since Perry got in trouble, how anybody else but you could have taken those tools and made it look like Perry was a thief.
Frank! Frank, are you all right? Frank, what's the matter with you?
I'm okay. That's his freight train. He'll get away.
Help me! Boys, help me! One leg, I can't move it. Oh, gold is all spilling out.
Help me, boys, help me!
Oh, my doubloons! Look at all these beautiful things. Oh, I'm ready. I'm still river down. 15 men on a day.